I guess my end goal with the channel and the music is to promote a brand. So BJ, how did y'all meet? Have you or Josh ever been in a situation where it's like you guys honestly didn't know how things were going to turn out? I want to be the face of the fitness industry though, so just like in a fun way though, kind of like Jesse James West. I don't know if you know who that is. Like Jesse James West, or like I think he's like the best person that I could compare it to, but in my own twist. Though. Like I want to add my own twist to it.
Yeah.
So that's like the hard part for me. I don't just like copying, but I know that it's good to get ideas from other people and then spin them into your own thing. Right?
Yeah, I mean, he gets probably the most views on YouTube in the fitness industry. I don't know of anyone that gets higher.
I call him the Drake of the fitness. Because he's so at the top that he just does features with everyone.
Yeah.
Like that's like his main. That's all he does now. Does features with people and then that's it.
Well, you have a unique edge with the music. And so how do you plan on incorporating that?
Besides videos, like music videos, I want to. So I guess my end goal with the channel and the music is to promote a brand.
Yep.
I have a brand already. I lost money on the last drop because I didn't have any.
What were you selling?
Like merch, like clothes,
Okay.
T-shirts, like women's yoga sets, like Gymshark style stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't have like the fan base, so I lost a lot of money on that. So I said, all right, I can't skip that step first.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna try to build the fan base up.
How'd you get the actual merch to sell? Did you just do like customized products through like other manufacturers, or did you like
So one of my friends, he has his own brand that's pretty big. So he kind of showed me how to find a couple of manufacturers, and I reached out to him, ordered like a bunch of samples over a period of time, and then got it done that way. Yeah.
Were they clothes that you wear now?
I haven't worn them in any of my videos. Lately.
Why?
Besides the fact that I wore them probably every day when I first dropped, and I trained in them, so they all look like shit.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much why though.
So let's see. I think so. This is what I sent to a friend of mine. I did this work just as like a favor to my buddy Eric, who he has a really large marketing company here in LA.
Is that his channel?
This is for his channel. No, this was just the thought process for structuring the title, the thumbnail, and then the storyboard. So everything's pre-planned out from here's what the idea for the video is, and then here's everything that we were doing.
All right, I'm here with my man Josh
How's it going, man?
and PJ. I don't know if y'all can see him.
some guys?
The masterminds, man. Am I the first subscriber that's been in a video?
In a video? I don't know. No, Moses probably.
Yeah,
There-
Moses.
So I've actually met a lot of friends from the channel.
Oh, shit.
You know how that Pakistan office that I said we're building out?
Yeah.
That was from a fan. So he lived in the same area that I grew up in. And so when I was back home, he kept on reaching out saying, dude, let's grab lunch. And I was like, all right, sorry, I completely forgot about this. And we just started talking, and he had this agency that was pretty good, but he was taking it in a different direction. And now I'm paying him so much fucking money now because I told him he's going to have to tear down the entire facility that they're in and just start building from scratch because we're going to hire probably 200 people in there.
So you guys are starting a freaking studio out in Pakistan, right?
Yeah, but it's all him. So we're just going through this guy that was a fan of the channel.
So the channel actually brought you
No, deal flow. And
a deal.
tons. 2 kids that I'm training up right now, they were fans. One I brought out he came to Miami for an event that I was at. And he's doing pretty good. He's starting to get trained up, and then one other kid. So it's actually gone. The results for having a small channel are actually pretty fantastic.
And that's just off of a video. That's off a channel that you're not even putting effort into.
No effort.
That's crazy. All right, what were you telling me?
So this is you can just start scrolling around in here. This is like the bare minimum effort I do for a lot of videos. I guess some take less, but I'll think about every step of the way. Here's the hook, here's the format, here's the title, thumbnail, here's editing tips for the back end. Here's what I think you should be thinking of when you're making the video. Here are the questions that I'm asking. So here's like a thumbnail concepts that I want to do. Here's why I think it's going to perform well.
So you're actually going to have him post this thumbnail?
Well, it's going to be with his face and it's going to be different, but this is an idea. This is an outlier idea that has not been done in the business space that I think would perform well for his channel.
So what you done with your thumbnail is you grabbed a very high performing thumbnail from another space, and you're gonna bring that into the business space.
Yeah.
I've done that before too. That's pretty.
And then here's the hook. And then it's just questions that I'm asking him.
So you already know after the hook, you're gonna ask him these questions.
Yep. This one I wasn't with him in person. So this was just a friend of mine. I helped out for a few videos, and then he filled out the information. If I was in person, it would go a million times better because what I'm doing while someone's talking is I'm thinking about what's gonna make the best video, and then I'm asking them like follow-up questions to what they're saying and trying to reiterate what they're saying for the best possible video.
Right. That's crazy.
But doesn't take that much time. It takes a lot of like effort though. Or it doesn't take a lot of time, but the quality is really dependent.
So I guess another question I would have is like, so you work with a lot of people who are selling products, right? Like big companies, people who have clientele. What's like your game plan, I guess, to funnel them to purchase whatever that YouTuber is selling?
Well, I don't work with YouTubers. That's the thing. I work with real businesses. And so I'm working with this stem cell hospital right now. So the videos that we're creating, if it's the best video in the entire world, people are just going to want to get stem cells because that solves a problem. What are you doing when you're selling? It's what is the pain point that someone has? You're either running away from pain or towards pleasure. That's the basics of sales. And so with each video, I think about it in the same way. In this video, are we going to try and convince someone that they're running away from pain? Like it would just be in a video on why your finances are bad or why you want them to be better. And usually running away from pain does better generally because people feel a stronger urge to run away from pain than they do to leave the comfort and go towards pleasure. And so that's when you're structuring videos, it's easier to get people to click if it's away from pain. But then each video, you're just showing what the business actually does. So if we showed you the results that someone got from stem cells and how they had a really messed up disc in their back and then afterwards they were, thank you so much.
You see that?
So we really just want them to show the viewer what the business does. And then getting that in front of as many people as possible. Because if we showed 1 million people what they were doing at the hospital, you're going to get a bunch of people who want stem cells because they can see what's actually going on. And with Ken, it's showing people the business that he runs from a real estate perspective, which is he runs an incredible business. So any investor would just want to invest with him.
So let's say if you knew a YouTuber that did fitness and music.
I just know one.
What style of videos would you, I don't want to say recommend, but what style of videos would you want to see from a YouTuber that's doing those two things? Like
what's your end objective? So that would be the first question I'd ask.
Right now, the end objective is to grow a brand and promote it through the fitness, music, and to inspire people through my art. So that's like my main objective right now.
So I would first want to see, what do you plan on selling? Is it clothes?
Merch, yep.
Okay, so that means you just need as many views as possible. Because merch is really, it's a quantity game. You want as many people seeing you as humanly possible in a way that's showing your authenticity and not just, man, this salad's damn good. You want to leverage your unique authenticity, which is just being yourself and what you have going for you, along with how do you get as many views as possible. And so that's what makes a great video. First, you start with what's the idea for the video? What's the TAM? So what's the total addressable market cap of each video that you make? And you can do market research for this and see there's certain subjects that you have a TAM of 15 million potential people on YouTube who will watch this video. Some only have a few 100,000. So how do you create a super large TAM for each video that you're making? And then once you have the idea, what does the storyboard look like and what's the packaging? What's the title, thumbnail? What is the flow of the video? What will the back end editing look like? What scenes are you gonna get? So then it just comes down to making the best actual video.
So BJ, how did y'all meet?
Can I do the, I guess,
We met on T-ball.
lemon half chicken?
Yeah. So I know T-ball I was 4, yeah.
Dang. Okay.
We grew up in the same neighborhood. I played sports together our whole lives.
Yes, he's probably 4 years old.
Bro, that's so amazing, like starting a business with your best friend or like operating a business.
But that's what we were doing in high
You
school.
guys could do whatever y'all want now.
We were having the best
Nothing
time ever in
funner
high
than
school.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing high school too.
Where'd you work before you guys started doing the YouTube marketing?
I was working at Applebee's, a restaurant.
Applebee's? Fire.
I was just hopping, after high school, I was hopping job to job to job, just trying new things. So what's on that nacho?
And then where were you working at before?
I dropped out of high school and started. I got someone's logo tattooed on my leg.
I saw that video.
And then
So you talk about it.
I flew and asked him for a job. And so I started apprenticing myself doing macroeconomic research. And he has a large YouTube channel, but it was during the vaccine mandates. And he was against mandating the vaccines into everyone. And so it was, even if your information was really good, how do you get it in front of as many people as possible? Because it's not just the most articulate person, by far the smartest, was the most educated, but no one watched his videos. So how do you get someone to watch the videos? That's how do you make a great YouTube video? And then it's, okay, well, all of his friends had these large businesses. they are not getting views, but they have way better information than any other person talking about real estate. Like Ken has 10,000 apartments, but he got no views.
Right.
But someone like these other guys, they would have 4 or 5 rental properties, and then they would think that they would have a million subscribers. So what was the difference? Because it's not just credibility. If they knew something that everyone else didn't about how to attract views.
Have you guys ever worked with like a client where like their personality just might not have been like the most like entertaining, so you guys kind of had to like coach them on like what to say and how to say things, or does that even matter?
I work with someone who, if the Federal Reserve really messes things up with the global monetary system, they go to this guy. He's the #1 in the world in understanding of how the banking system works. Arguably the most boring subject on the planet Earth. But we're doing about 2 million views a month, and then we funnel all that to his back-end product. But we've never really had that problem because I work with such outlier people.
Right.
When you know a million times more than someone else, you don't try and coach someone on how to speak better. You just try and show as many people as possible what they're actually saying. And then the people it resonates with will keep watching.
Bro, one thing I saw in your videos that stuck out was y'all talked about that Robert Kiyosaki was somewhere, and he was the only guy with a pen and notepad that was taking notes.
I remember
He
that
was the
vividly.
richest. He was the richest man in the room.
Yeah, at a mastermind.
Yeah.
He was the only person that really cared enough to study what they were saying because he wants to learn. When everyone else, they were just there for their brownie points because they said, well, I'm paying for this, I'm gonna get smarter. He's studying every single fucking day. When we go to his house, he is desperately highlighting books still. And I mean, he's diving into this stuff. And the dude has billions of dollars. So why is he doing that? Because, I mean, he loves what he's doing. It's so inspiring. This salad is so good.
Yeah.
With PJ, what's something that you think you've learned the most just being around Josh and like meeting all these people y'all been meeting? It's like the biggest lesson.
Great question. I guess it's that a body's the business and everything's just a system of a system. No, that's an insider joke that Josh and I, yeah. That's an insider joke.
I'll watch the channel.
I mean, there's so many things that it's crazy, just like how much I feel like I've learned the past like 7-8 months. Each person that get to hang out with, you get to learn something different from. But overall, I guess if I had to give a few things, it would just be kind of some of the main like characteristics or like traits that people who run businesses have that allow them to actually succeed and grow businesses. That I feel like getting not only to be around those type of people and learn from them, but also be in it and actually be running a business alongside Josh. You're doing it. That's the best way to learn.
What are some of those traits that you like noticing?
Well,
all these high.
You got to be resilient for sure. And I've noticed too, like in the past, you don't learn much from school. And I think that it was so easy for me to just say, what's the matter? Who cares? Like brush it off, go on to something else. But when you having a business, you learn that here's the goal. You're going to go and get to that goal no matter what. You're going to figure it out. You're going to find out the best way that you can do something. Like you can't just give up. You're putting your whole life into it. There's no giving up, and so you become like resilient to problems, and it's like a muscle in your mind, that in your brain, that you just keep working over and over and over again, and it starts to become so fun to be able to problem solve. And I mean, that's why people make money running businesses and do a lot of good for the world, because they're solving problems. And if you can do that, then people have less problems to run into or bigger problems to solve. So that, I think, has been huge thing, because it's even outside of business too, it's you can apply that to your personal life, you can apply that to your relationships. I think, man, what else?
Have you or Josh ever been in a situation where it's like you guys honestly didn't know how things were going to turn out? So y'all just said, you know what?
All the time.
Any stories y'all care to share about that, or we'll say that for another time?
Let me think. I just have any.
Every single client that I work with, I very much so overpromise and then overdeliver. But I never know how I'm going to overdeliver. I just have such a high degree of irresponsible amounts of confidence in myself where I just know I'll figure it out. So I mean, I'll just bluff my way into getting any job, and then I figure out how to do it, and I actually usually do better than what I promise people.
But that alone is like, would you say just having like that crazy ass confidence is like a superpower sometimes, right?
Oh yeah. It's also idiotic, the things that I'll do. It's insane. I've done some pretty crazy things. Where looking back, it's a no-brainer. I think it's the easiest decision in the world, but from an outsider perspective, like just me thinking, oh, this is the easiest decision of my life. I've never been on a plane before. I'm gonna get this guy that I've never met or spoken to. I'm gonna get his logo tattooed on my leg. Didn't go to his birthday party that he said anyone could show up to, and take my first ever flight to try and go meet him, to show him the tattoo, to ask him for a job. I'm like, of course this is gonna work. I mean, this is a foolproof plan. But this guy could have been insane. He could have hated me.
It could have been the worst of the worst.
Oh, but the best decision of all time. And every single decision that I've made are exactly like that.
Yeah, I remember seeing a video you talking about close family and friends were saying like, dude, you're about to get killed. Like,
Rape,
yeah.
fucking... The optics, if someone told me that, I would assume the exact same thing. I'd say,
Yeah.
dude, you're an idiot. But have that gross amount of irresponsible amount of confidence in yourself that no matter what happens, you'll figure it out.
So after that, did you make PJ get a tattoo?
Please say,
I should. I gotta get my tattoo. What would I get?
it's my face on your butt.
Man.
What's the next step for you?
My next step is quitting my day job.
What's your day job right now?
I'm a trainer in person.
Okay.
Next time you guys come out here, you guys have to visit a place in San Diego called Coronado Island.
Okay.
It's a place where a lot of like millionaires hang out. They have a private gym out there that I've been working for like 2 years. I just quit one of the locations, so I work at 2 locations for the same owner, and then I'm going to quit the main one.
And so you just need your income through other sources to increase for that?
So I've been getting most of my income through online training.
Oh, yeah. So how are you training people online right now?
So I use an app called Trainerize, and through Trainerize, I'm able to train all my clients from there. So it connects to like apps like MyFitnessPal, so I can monitor their eating. I record all my workouts, and I have a library of all my workouts. So once I get a new client, I just take from that library, and then I put together a custom program that they can watch too, and program that they can follow for a couple of weeks, and then I'll switch it up.
What do you charge for that?
So for 6 months, I charge $2,000, and then for a year, I charge $3,000.
How many clients could you fulfill? Would it be infinite? Would you be able to hire people to help you with the
I
fulfillment?
think I would hire someone after about maybe 70.
70 people? So you could fulfill 70 people on your own right now?
Yeah.
That would be incredible.